I'm an older millennial, which means I can still leave my phone at home and go for a walk and feel comfortable. You know, there are some people who are my age who have unfortunately become so attached to their phone where they would feel naked without their phone. I do know the feeling, but I take pride in sometimes not knowing where my phone is, because I see how it's affecting people, how it's changing them. I've watched some of my friends from the beginning of Facebook be like this neat and polished individual to people bending over, showing their butt cheeks in a thong and twerking for attention. I've watched the transition from MySpace to TikTok, you know, so I've seen how fast people have changed. Like, there's different types of human beings today than there was when I was growing up, meaning that, you know, the era where you can leave the house all day long with no phone and no one know where you are. All right, you could have been kidnapped. In fact, something even scarier that I would never allow my son to do, which is knock on a million people's doors for candy without a chaperone at 3 a.m. in Cleveland, Ohio, in the hood. Okay, our parents really didn't care about us, especially mine. But I will say this: I'm in the mood to hear some wisdom. More so than even the jokes, just some common sense, some reality. You know, I'm still going down the rabbit hole of George Carlin, and I think the guy's brilliant. I love the way his brain works. I would love to throw a few famous people in the trash and bring him back, if possible, because we have a lot of beautiful people that get a lot of attention, but not a lot of thinkers, in my opinion. And I like to listen to smart people because hopefully it'll rub off on someone like me. Just a little bit of that magic, all right? But before we get started, if you guys like this type of content, do me a big favor and like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Today we're reacting to George Carlin, Dumb Americans. Let's get into it.
Land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumbass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumbass motherfuckers, you know? Yeah. Now, obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that. You seem intelligent and perceptive, but the rest of them, holy jumping fucking shitballs.
He's being nice. Some of them are in the audience, statistically. Actually, probably a large percentage.
Obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that. You seem intelligent and perceptive, but the rest of them, holy jumping fucking shitballs.
Wow.
Dumber than a second coat of paint. And this ain't just ranting and raving. This ain't just blowing off steam. I got a little evidence to support my claim. It just seems to me, that only a really low IQ population could have taken this beautiful continent, this magnificent American landscape that we inherited. Well, actually, we stole it from the Mexicans and the Indians, but hey, it was nice when we stole it. It looked pretty good. It was pristine. Paradise.
Only George can make something sound something so evil funny. All right, you know, like what happened is not funny, but his timing and tone of voice was funny to me.
Mexicans and the Indians, but
hold on.
Hey, and this ain't just ranting and raving. This ain't just blowing off steam. I got a little evidence to support my claim. It just seems to me that only a really low IQ population could have taken this beautiful continent, this magnificent American landscape that we inherited. Well, actually, we stole it from the Mexicans and the Indians, but hey, it was nice when we stole it. It looked pretty good. It was pristine. Paradise. Have you seen it lately? Have you taken a good look at it lately? It's fucking embarrassing. Only a nation of unenlightened half-wits could have taken this beautiful place and turned it into what it is today, a shopping mall. A big fucking shopping mall. You know that? That's all you got. That's all you've got here, folks. Mile after mile of mall after mall. Many, many malls, major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful. One big transcontinental commercial.
This is just Beethoven at work right here with just his cadence, the intelligence, and the rhythm, the whole his timing. Just beautiful to watch.
Major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls
Poetic.
in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful. One big transcontinental commercial cesspool. And how do the people feel about all this? How do the people feel about living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy. They think it is cool as can be because Americans love the mall. They love the mall. That's where they get to satisfy their two most prominent addictions at the same time: shopping and eating. Millions of semi-conscious Americans, day after day, shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep...
The addictive fast food that is loaded with sugar. Everything has sugar in it, all right? If you ever tried keto, if you ever tried the all-meat diet with nothing else but meat, you will realize that sugar is in everything. You know, like whoever's in control of our food, it's corrupt, all right? To try to eat healthy is more expensive, and you have to do extensive research, and it's so addictive, all right? Like, I've quit sugar so many times, all right? And then I stopped during the holidays, and it is so hard to go back off of it because it's so addictive. And I've heard that it's more addictive than crack, all right? You know, that sugar's more addictive tthan crack and heroin. You guys who have done it, maybe you can fill me in the comment section below. I have never indulged in, but I've heard, but I believe it, all right? You know, because when I was off sugar, I could smell someone eating Snickers bars from across the street. All right, my senses were heightened, okay, completely heightened. Like, I could just smell when someone's eating something sweet. Now, I can't drink anything too sweet, even if I'm eating carbs. I can't drink anything too sweet that like it'll just taste like syrup because it just changed my taste buds. So Americans are addicted to sugar because the food is also fake. All right, yes, there's choice, but let's not act like they're not being manipulated. Like 90% of the stuff in the stores isn't poison, and people are more concerned about silly things other than the grocery store, which we use every day. Blows my mind.
And eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep fried butter dipped in pork fat and cheese whiz, mayonnaise, soap,
damn, he's making me hungry.
Patty melts. Americans will eat anything. If you were selling sautéed raccoons' assholes on a stick, Americans would buy them and eat them, especially if you dipped them in butter and put a little salsa on them. This country is pig time. Forget the bald eagle. You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? A big bowl of macaroni and cheese. Because everything in this country is king size.
Hold on. I didn't hear nothing he said after that, man. He's wild. I have had raccoon before. But what did he say?
With mayonnaise, soaked barbecued
Hold on, this was a beautiful bit.
Millions of semi-conscious Americans, day after day, shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep fried butter dipped in pork fat and cheese whiz.
Deep fried butter.
Mayonnaise, soaked barbecued mozzarella, patty melts. Americans will eat anything. If you were selling sautéed raccoons' assholes on a stick, Americans would buy them and eat them.
It's funny. I was tricked into eating raccoon before because I lived with this one foster family for a few years, and they were from Arkansas. So he would always eat like rabbit and raccoon and pigs and but he had he was a funny guy. You know what I mean? But just country. They did a pig roast. I could tell you a million stories about this, but I'll tell you about the story where he made me eat raccoon. They always cooked it with gravy and like covered it up, so it could be chicken, it could be anything. But he made my plate. My father at the time, my foster father, so to speak, and he never makes my plate. And then sat down, because at that time, he knew I could eat, but I refused to eat any of these animals that he had in the back and he killed them and gut them and made me help and all that stuff. I wasn't eating it, but he made my plate and I'm thinking that I'm eating chicken. I'm eating raccoon, and he pranked me. He was like, yeah, how does it taste? I'm like, yeah, it tastes good. He was like, yeah, that's coon. Okay. That's coon you eating right there. That's good eating. And from that day, I ate raccoon. It was delicious. I couldn't help it. It was smothered in rice. I couldn't tell what it was. I knew the bone structure was kind of funny when I was eating it. And I was like, this kind of funny. It doesn't feel like chicken, but it tastes good. But anyways, yeah, we'll eat anything, but I don't know why I went on that tangent.
Especially if you dipped them in butter and put a little salsa on them. This country is big time, pig time. Forget the bald eagle. You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? A big bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
A big bowl, because everything in this country is king size. King size, extra large, and super jumbo. Especially the fucking people. Have you seen some of the people in this country? Have you taken a good look at some of these big fat motherfuckers walking around? Big fat motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Huge piles of redundant...
Hey, look, I love the... Oh, my God.
Fat motherfuckers walking around. Big fat motherfuckers. Oh, my God. Huge piles of redundant protoplasm.
Wow.
Wandering through the malls.
That's a word.
Like a fleet of interstate buses. The people in this country are immense. Massive bellies, monstrous thighs, and big fat fucking asses. And if you stand there for a minute and you look at one of them, you begin to wonder, how does this woman take a shit?
How does she wipe?
How does she shit? And even more frightening, how does she wipe her ass?
Right.
Can she even locate her asshole? She must require assistance. Are paramedics trained in this field? And standing right next to her, of course, with a plate full of nachos and a mouthful of pie is her clueless fucking husband, Joe Sixpack. With his monstrous swollen beer belly hanging dangerously out over his belt buckle. This guy ain't seen his dick since the Nixon administration.
Damn.
And if you stand there and you look at the two of them, you begin to wonder to yourself, do these people fuck?
Of course.
Is this man actually capable of fucking this woman? It doesn't seem structurally possible.
Listen, I've been to the mall before, and I've seen, not to be mean, but I've definitely seen a full family of a big old woman, all right, with 4, 5, 6, 7 kids or whatever. They're getting it in one way or another.
That these two people could achieve penetration. Maybe they're in that Cirque du Soleil or something. Telling you, the people in this country, every one of them is 50 pounds overweight. They are gargantuan. And in the summertime, God help us, in the summertime, they all want to wear short pants. Wow. Jesus, Lord, protector of all that is good and holy, deliver me from fat people in short pants. They all got short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Every one of them's got 2 dumb-ass kids with them. And the whole family is wearing T-shirts.
This dude is wild.
All that is good and holy. Want to wear short pants. Jesus, Lord, protector of all that is good and holy, deliver me from fat people in short pants. They all got short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Every one of them's got 2 dumb kids with them. And the whole family is wearing...
Look, listen. One of my favorite comedians is Patrice O'Neal. He's a savage. All right. This man out here talking about people's kids. Okay. I absolutely love it.
Dumb kids. Every one of them's got 2 dumb-ass kids with them. And the whole family is wearing T-shirts. And every one of them's got the same T-shirt. I'm with stupid. Apparently in this country, the stupids are an extended family.
The stupids.
And besides wearing them T-shirts, everyone in the family's got on a backpack. They got a backpack strapped to their back so they can carry around lots of stupid shit. And the reason they got to carry their stupid shit strapped to their backs is because their hands must remain free at all times to hold food. And to get that food up to the mouth where it gets shoveled in with all the rest of the disgusting shit they ate that day.
It's food in the backpack.
And another reason for the backpacks is these people are going to buy even more stupid shit. They ain't got enough stupid shit at home. They just had a stupid shit sale. They ain't going to buy more. They're going to go out in the parking lot and stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV.
Oh, man, I am truly old, man, because I can relate to everything he's saying with every fiber in my being. 100%. Like, there was a time, I was a certain age, I would have just looked at him as like a grumpy old man that was really smart. You know what I mean? But now, I feel every word that he's saying. And I love it. Even if you don't agree, the fact that he just thinks outside the box, you know what I mean? And he does it in a vicious way, but it's my type of humor. I like it.
And stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV that's got plenty of room in it. Plenty of room in it for stupid shit and lots of room left over for these big, fat, ugly motherfuckers to get them home. Stopping, of course, for jelly roll and fried dough. These people are efficient, professional, compulsive consumers. It's their civic duty, consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things.
Everything has ads.
People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They said we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. And you say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points.
It does. Of course, my situation was different. I changed schools every 2 to 3 years of my life, since I can remember. I was always at a new school. So, you know, I ended up dropping out, getting my GED when I was like 17, I believe, or so. Mainly because I just didn't like high school. And, you know, but I was also pushed forward, you know, like in the 5th to 6th grade, because I was just getting so behind. When you switch schools a lot, your education is going to be kind of messed up a little bit. You know what I mean? But I went to a school, I seen the vast difference in schools though. Like I went to a hood school where everybody failed. And then I went to a nice school where you were like, it's 4 classes every day. Well, seemingly nice public school, where it's 4 classes every day, but everybody's locked in and focused on their scores and things of that nature. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum. And I'm hearing today that the kids today can't even read like the traditional clock or know like even the basic stuff that we knew. It's kind of scary when you think about it.
Pretty soon, all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians.
I got a question, though. If TV is dying, this is just a question that I've been thinking about. If TV is dying and the information is being flooded I'm sorry, the internet is being flooded with misinformation. A lot of it is coming from outside of the country, like people like foreigners paid to flood it with AI slop. And the internet is a source of communication, one of the top sources of communication. But if they flood the internet with so much misinformation to the point where people no longer trust that, do we go back to the newspaper, or how does that work? How do we communicate with each other? It makes us easier to control if we're separate, if we can't communicate with each other, if people are watching different things. I just look at all the different ways we find to separate each other and find ways to just be different from each other. I don't understand it. I don't live my life with negativity, or think about half the stuff that we see negative on the internet. Once I off my phone, and once I'm with my peoples, that's off my mind completely. But I do see what the internet has turned into. I see that it's so much negativity, and I also see that it spins on a loop, like where just people watch that all day, and it like brainwashes them to suddenly be concerned about things they normally wouldn't care about had they not had a phone. And in some ways it doesn't even affect them, and I see it consuming people. Sorry, it's a tangent, and some of my thoughts are a little bit scattered, but it's sometimes it baffles me when I see the way the world is heading today, and it's a beautiful time to be alive, and these are the things that we're focusing on in terms of. I don't want to get into politics, so I'll let him go further. But I sometimes I want to talk politics, but I know that splits the room. And I like to keep off of that, because even now I don't know what's going on with this country.
Politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
Right.
They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you
more power, more control.
They don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long, when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all.
And that is one of the most powerful things that as he stated. As you look at some of the things that the media pushes to get the citizens riled up, it doesn't talk about the things that matter on a day-to-day, like healthcare for the average person, the job crisis of people losing their jobs, like tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands now of people losing their jobs to AI. Like when I see some of the stuff on the front page news, like like on any website. I'm baffled. Like, all right, this is what you want me to focus on and pay attention to. Meanwhile, I can go spend $200 at the grocery store and barely come out with anything. You know, it's getting to the point where people don't care about a lot of the things that the media is pushing, in my opinion. You know, but you guys can let me know what you think. I would love to know what he thinks today.
Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to...
Yes! Look what I have created!